Thousands of people gathered downtown today for the People's Climate March San Diego.
The local event is part of a nationwide effort calling for action on climate change. Demonstrators held a rally at Waterfront Park and then marched through downtown. CBS News 8's Heather Hope live now in downtown with the efforts to protect our planet. Heather?
San Diego 350 put on this event, and earlier today for at least 4 hours you can see thousands of people surrounding Waterfront Park here, coinciding with President Trump's 100 days in office, mirroring a lot of marches just like this across the country.
Uniting to the beat of one drum, thousands packed Waterfront Park for the People's Climate March under the slogan, Healthy People, Healthy Communities, Healthy Earth.
There are all kinds of dangers that can occur because of the increases in CO2 in the atmosphere. Everybody knows that this is true.
Many held up their brightest signs, boasting the goal to use 100% clean energy. Student organizer for San Diego 350, Eddie Moncada, says saving the environment is paramount for all ages.
Climate change, especially for a young person like myself, it's going to be the greatest challenge for my generation and future generations to come.
Are we going to say yes to life?
Side by side, supporters from social justice, labor, and faith and health organizations stood in solidarity.
If we were all sitting at home, doing our Saturday chores, what good would that be?
The tight-knit crowd of about 4,000 demonstrators included elected officials and members of more than 50 local environmental groups.
Hey, hey, ho, ho, fossil fuels have got to go.
For the rally and the march, Susan Baldwin came bearing signs.
No sides in climate, because I don't think this is a left or right issue.
On the back it reads, Love Mother Earth, there is no plan B. Climate March San Diego is part of a nationwide effort coinciding with President Donald Trump's 100th day in the White House.
The fact that he put somebody in charge of the EPA who hates the EPA, that he says that climate change is a hoax.
The marchers are calling on local leaders to oppose federal efforts to roll back climate policies that protect our families.
I'm out here for one reason and one reason only, and that's for my kids. And we have to leave this place a better place than what it is now.
Many at the rally today say the next step is for them to talk to their local lawmakers about implementing more environmental-friendly policies. New at 6:30, why this rally is important to so many San Diegans and the push to protect our coastal communities. I'll send it back to you.
Welcome back. Tens of thousands of people marking President Trump's 100th day in office with protests. This massive crowd filling the National Mall in Washington, D.C. Meantime, here in San Diego, thousands marched through downtown. 10 News reporter Laura Acevedo live at Waterfront Park with a message that demonstrators are hoping to send.
Yeah, Riel, earlier this park was full of people. It's empty now, but they were fighting and marching for Mother Nature and against deregulation.
The people united will never be divided.
Cindy Reyes and Nancy Andon are friends.
Tell me what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like.
Who decided to spend their Saturday morning here.
Climate change is real. Let's march.
At a march aimed at raising awareness about protecting the environment.
It is just a march, but it's a start. It's raising a voice so that other people feel comfortable raising their voices.
Their fear is that deregulation could hurt the planet, leaving their children without natural resources.
I have 2 children, and that's what I'm most fearful for, is for their future.
Local environmental clubs, scientists, and elected officials organized the march. People marched from the county building and back.
Tell me what democracy looks like.
Chanting with dozens of signs and some even dancing. Nancy and Cindy say they are aware of the climate change deniers, often hearing the same response to their beliefs.
It's not now, it's 30 years from now, it's not important, it's not real.
But insist it is a problem that needs to be addressed.
As a scientist, the evidence is very clear. You can't just keep using things up and expect them to magically reappear.
Their hope is that more people will speak up and join their fight.
It would just get worse and worse if we keep cutting and keep ignoring and letting corporations do what they want.
Now, we did reach out to the chairman of the San Diego Republican Party, who told us in a statement that it was a shame that some were choosing to politicize protecting the environment to push their political agenda. He said San Diegans deserve better on such an important issue. Reporting live in downtown, Laura Acevedo, 10 News.
Not everybody is happy with the president's actions. San Diegans took to the streets protesting President Trump's climate change stance. It was one of hundreds of demonstrations around the country demanding action on climate change.
That's right. Protesters are calling for clean energy, clean air, and climate justice. NBC 7's Ramon Galindo reports.
Under the scorching sun, San Diegans marched in support of climate science. Some in the crowd are worried that leaders in Washington might roll back environmental protections.
And we are not going backward on all the gains that we made for the environment over the last few years. We're going to continue to persist and push and make sure our air is clean.
Others advocated for minority communities that aren't always represented in government.
We're in the middle of freeways, we're in the middle of industrial areas, mix zones, and because of all these issues, we have high rates of cancer, asthma, you name it.
So I used to be a teacher in Miami. I taught in a low-income area. Sea level rise is a huge issue there, so that's why I have this sign.
At protests around the U.S., demonstrators were inspired to march by new reports that the EPA removed references to climate change from its website. EPA Chief Scott Pruitt has also sparked controversy over previous comments when he said he doesn't believe carbon dioxide is a primary contributor to global warming.
The streets of San Diego again packed with protesters. A lot of people angry about what's happening in D.C., but many of the people here more focused on making a change on the local level.
Communities can start with their own neighborhood. They can start within their own house. Whether it's composting, whether it's start gardening in front, inviting the insects. Every little step forward, takes us in the right direction.
And a lot of people don't know how much they can be recycling or composting or how affordable solar panels are.
Vienna Bone is hoping to raise awareness of San Diegans and inspire her two daughters.
I want them to see how important it is to care for the planet, how important it is to march and unite and fight for the things you care for.
Ramon Galindo, NBC 7.